Okay, guys, we will start it. So, in yesterday's lecture, we will discuss regarding the agile model. We completed the agile model. In last point, is my voice is clear, guys, for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, in yesterday's lecture, we will discuss regarding the agile methodology. So, in today's class, we will discuss the different techniques which are used to write the test cases or to design the test cases, right? So some different test cases or design techniques in yesterday's lecture I already tell you. So there are boundary value analysis, error guessing is there, then equivalence class partitioning is there. Is my screen is visible to all, guys?
Yes, sir.
Also visible to all.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in today's lecture we will discuss the different techniques which are used to design the test cases, right? So I am writing here the techniques which are used to design the test cases. Techniques used for designing test cases. So which are the techniques we are using for writing test cases? So there are some techniques I am writing here. The boundary value analysis, it is nothing but the BVA we can call it. Then equivalence class partitioning, then next one is error guessing, and decision table, right? So next one is the decision table technique, right? So these are the four different method we are using to design the test cases, right? So everyone knows that what is mean by test cases and what is the purpose of writing the test cases, right? According to the user story or as per the customer or client requirement. So by using user story we can write the different test cases, right, to test the application or test the software, right? So there are different technique we are using to design the test cases or writing the test cases. So before starting the design techniques, I am telling something. So test cases design technique is also called as the black box design techniques. And black box testing is what is mean by black box testing? So black box testing is nothing but the it is a software testing method in which the functionality of the software application are tested. So by using black box testing, who is perform the black box testing? Generally, tester is used to perform the black box testing, right? So under the black box testing, the tester don't know the internal structure of the code, right? Which is written by the developer. Only what we know. So in the BBT, only we know the input and output of the software application, right? So this is nothing but the black box testing. So tester or QA will execute the test cases or return the test cases will be executed in the black box technique, right? So this is nothing but the this is the some idea regarding black box testing. So I am writing here. So test case design technique is also called as black box design technique, right? So this is the first point. And in the black box testing, the soft it is one type of software design test software testing method in which what happen in the black box testing, we are checking the functionality of the software or the application, right? And we are testing that functionality which are working fine or not. So under BBT, so BBT is a software testing method in which the functionality of the software or application are tested, right? Hope this is clear, guys, to everyone. So in BBT, we don't know the internal structure of code which are written by the developer, right? We know only the input and output of the software application. Means BBT is mainly focused on the input and output of software application, right? So BBT is mainly focuses input and output of the software, or you can say application, right? So this is nothing but the what is the main role of the QA or tester? So what is our work? So we have to write the test cases and execute them, right? This is our main work as a tester or as a QA, right? So tester or QA will execute the test cases or write the test cases will be executed in black box testing. What is mean by executing the test cases? The software tester will compare the actual output with the expected output and decided the test cases is pass or fail depends on that output. That is nothing but the we are executing the test cases. So going forward we'll see what is mean how we can execute the test cases. So here I am writing executing test cases means tester or QA actually compares the actual output with the expected output and then decide the test case is pass or fail, pass or fail depending on that output, right? Hope this is clear to all, guys. Suppose there is actual output and expected output will not match sometimes. So what happens? So in that case, the as a QA or as a tester, the work is to log the defect, right? So in that case we are logging the defect, right? So there are different tools we are using to log the defect. So there is a one tool which in my organization also I am using, that is the Jira tool. So in that tool we are logging the defect, and that defect is assigned to the respective developer, which is write the code, who is write the code on that particular functionality or particular user story, right? So suppose test case got failed. So in that case, bug or defect is raised by tester and get fixed by developer. And after fixing that defect, tester again retest that defect. So that is our work as a QA or as a tester, right? Hope this is clear. So moving forward, so what are the techniques we are using to design the test cases? So in first slide we already mentioned here the boundary value analysis, the equivalence class partitioning, error guessing, and decision table techniques. So what is mean by the equivalence class partitioning? So going forward we will learn what is mean by class partitioning. So I am explaining equivalence class partitioning, or it is nothing but the ECP, right? So what is mean by that equivalence class partitioning, and why and when we are using this technique? So practically we can say due to the time consideration, it is not possible to perform the complete testing for each and every input when input range is large. Consider here, uh, suppose a text box field is here. Suppose we want to test this text box field. This is nothing but the text box field. So in that, so this is a text box field. So in that, suppose it is accepting 1 to 100 values, up to 100 values, from 1 to 100 value, right? So uh, in general we suppose we have to write or test that this 1 to 100 values are accepting or not. Suppose we'll put one value is, and that one value is accepting properly or not, that we have to check. After that we put second value, and like that we put third, fourth. So it is take two times to test the application. I am taking first, then second, then third, fourth, like that. I have to check the 100 values are accepting this input field or not. So this is the time consuming process, right? So I am considering only the 100 the accepting field. Suppose there are multiples, more than 100 suppose we have, so that we have to test it, that input field box or text box is accepting or not. So in that case it is possible to means test each and every by putting value? No, because it is a time consuming, right? So for that purpose, we are using some techniques, right, for writing the equivalence class partitioning. So in this text box field, what we have to do here, we have to test it by entering digit 1, and then test it by entering digit 2, then digit 3, like that, digit 4, and up to 100, right? So this is very time consuming. Suppose we have to thousand of input values, so it is not possible to test each and every that thousand input. So in that case we are equivalence class partitioning. So in that case we are following the one method, that is equivalence class partitioning, right? So what is mean by equivalence class partitioning, and what he does? So equivalence class partitioning is, it divides the uh, input data with the different classes of valid and invalid values. So it divides the data, or we can say input data, into valid and invalid classes. So what is mean by that? Suppose there is a one field is there, or it is a text box. Again I am taking, and let us consider one example here. Uh, suppose this is a college, and in that college the admission process is going on in that college. And this is there is a college that gives admission to student based upon their percentage, right? Suppose consider percentage field. This is the percentage field, right? And that will accept percentage only between 50 to 90%, right? So this is the accept percentage between 50 to 90%, right? So this is the text box, and this is the percentage field which is having acceptance criteria, which is accepted only the 50 to 90% uh, percentage, right? And more than that and less than that is not accepted. So after putting the more than that or less than that, the application of that students will get rejected, or the error message will show in that percentage field, right? So if percentage entered by user is less than 50% or more than 90%, so that equivalence partitioning method will show an invalid percentage. If percentage is entered in between 50 to 90%, then equivalence partitioning method is show valid percentage, right? So that means we will here we will group the we will means make the class of that percentage, and after that we will write the test cases according to that. So here what is the invalid data we have to check here? So invalid data we have, if suppose less than or equal to 50%, this is the invalid data. Because why this is invalid? Because in the acceptance sorry, in the requirement it is clearly mentioned that it is only accepted percentage between 50 and 90%, right? So we will make a class of one group, that is the percentage which is less than or equal to 50%, and according to that we'll write the test cases. Then what is valid data here? So valid data is between the 50% to 90%. So we will make another class and write the test cases according to that class, that is the valid percentage. And also second third class we will make, that is invalid. So greater than equal to 90%, that is also invalid, right? So we will make a three class here according to our requirement. Suppose we will make here class A, class B, and class C. So what happen here? Suppose we normally test, we have to test normally. So in that case we have to put 50 and then check. Then we have to put 51. Then we have to check this is accepting or not. Then we have to check 52 by adding 52. Then we have to check this is accepting or not. Like that we have to check up to 90%, right? So normally we are this is the normal way we have to check. But by using the equivalence class partitioning, we will divide that data into the class, different class. We'll make a one class, that is invalid data. uh, Here we are giving the condition the percentage should be less than or equal to 50%. Then valid data, it only accept the percentage between 50% and 90%. And also there is invalid data also, that is the percentage more than 90%, right? Hope this is clear, guys. So this is nothing but the equivalence class partitioning, guys. Understood everyone? If not, I am giving another example as well. So
Please take one example.
yeah, I will take another example as well.
Okay.
Suppose there is another example. Suppose age field is there or age text box is there. So it will accept the value or age between 5 to 45. This is the range of our age, right? And this field or this text box will accept the range value between age value between 5 to 45%, right? And here, uh, so how we can check this by using the equivalence class partitioning, and how we can write the test cases? So we can make the class here also. Suppose here I am taking class, then I am selecting range here, and this is the result. So how I can make the class here? Suppose I am taking class first here, and in that I am selecting some range here. Suppose 0 to 4. So this is the invalid range. According to that, I am writing the test cases. Then I am taking second class. So in that also I am taking 5 to 45. So this is the valid class. So according to that, I am writing the test cases. Then third, I am taking here 46 to more than that. So that is also invalid. So like that, I have to test by making the class that age field or age text box should accept the value or not. And normally what happens, suppose we have to check this as a normal way. We have to put 5, then 6, then 7, 8, 9 up to 45, and uh, minus means 5, before 5 we can take negative as well. And also here we have to check by taking the 46. So this is the time consuming process, right? And here we have to write the test cases according to that. So by using the equivalence class partitioning technique, uh, we require the less time by dividing the that data into the class, and then write the test cases, right? Hope this is clear. Yes guys.
Yes, sir. Okay, clear.
Okay, one more example I am taking for here. Suppose example 3 I am taking here. So suppose there is a name field and it allows only alphabet. This is the our condition. This is the client requirement. The name should must be allowed only the alphabet, right? So here I am also here I am doing the classes here, and divide that classes or divide that means data into the equivalence classes. So how I can divide here? Suppose I am taking A to Z, so that is the valid class. Then I am taking small a to z, that is also valid because it accepting only the alphabet values. No numeric value, no special character are allowed here, right? Then special symbols, this is invalid. So here I am making the classes according to data, right? So our input field or our text field, name field should allows only the alphabet here. So according to that, I am making the classes. Here I am making one class regarding A to Z, then A to Z small cases, then special symbol, then also I am make numbers, that is the fourth class, and then check the that input field allows that numbers or not. So like that, So this is the technique which are using to write the test cases, right, based on the requirement of the client, right. Hope this is clear, guys, for everyone. Clear? Yes, guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next technique we are means following to write the test cases, that is nothing but the boundary value analysis, right. So what happened in the boundary value analysis? So in that we are means making the boundaries, and we are partition the data into the boundaries, right. Boundary testing comes after the equivalence class partitioning. Means first we have to check the equivalence class partitioning. After that we have write the test cases by using the boundary value analysis, right. So it is used to test the boundary values because the input values near the boundaries we have to check, right. Suppose assume that the age is suppose by example I am taking here. So age field is there. This is the age field. We have to check this input field, and the condition is, or here the requirement from the user is accept value between 18 to 56, right. This is the condition or requirement from the client, that this age field should be accept values between 18 to 56. So according to that, how we can write the test cases by using the boundary value analysis. So in boundary value analysis, we are following some techniques. So here we have to derive the minimum boundary, maximum boundaries, then minimum plus 1, maximum plus 1, minimum minus 1, maximum minus 1. So that boundary we have to calculate according to the requirement, right. So here the minimum boundary here is 18. So that is the valid boundary, right. Then minimum minus 1, 17. So that is the invalid boundary, right. So we have to write the test cases regarding that. Then minimum plus 1, 19, that is also acceptable because it is more than 18 and it is between the 18 to 56. That is also the valid boundary. Then we have to check the maximum boundary also. So maximum boundary here the 56, that is also valid boundary. Then maximum plus 1, that is nothing but the 57, that is also invalid, that is not acceptable. And maximum minus 1, that is also maximum minus 1. So that is valid boundary, right, because this is acceptable in between 18 to 56. So according to that, we have to uh, select the boundary, or we have to create the boundary, right. And according to that, we have to write the test cases. Yes, guys. Anyone having any questions? Wait, guys. 1 minute.
Hello. Mm, page 50.
Yeah,
Hello,
guys.
can you please explain again, please, this screenshot boundary value analysis? Just now I'm joining.
Okay, okay. I will let
Minimum.
once again. So what is mean by boundary
Okay.
value analysis? So
Okay. Okay.
the one type of technique we are using to write the test cases, right. According what happened here, suppose we have to check, or we have to test the this input field, right? This is the age field in our application. This is one module, and we have to test that module, right? And the user is given one acceptance criteria or one requirement, that is that age field should accept the values between 18 to 56, right? So for testing that age field or age module, so first we have to write the test cases, right? For testing this module, right? Because as a
Okay.
tester or as a QA, our work is to write the test, execute that test cases, right? So
Okay.
suppose we have to check that we have to means the user is given the this is the boundary, means this is the acceptance criteria, age field must follow, right? So generally, suppose as a normal way, we have to check the 18 age is accepted or not, that age field. Then after that 19 is accepted or not. Then 20, then 21, like that up to 56. We have to check, right? But instead of that, we are following some techniques here. That is the nothing but the boundary value analysis, right? So
Okay, sir, understand. Minus 117 is
yeah,
invalid.
yeah.
Plus
So
1 is in 18
we
invalid.
are
Okay,
divided
valid.
that data into the that boundary. We derived the boundary, right? The minimum boundary
Okay.
we have 18 right here. So we can check
Mm-hmm.
by putting that 18 value here, that is accepted or not, that age field, right? So suppose this is accepted, then this is the valid boundary, right? Also we have to check
Mm.
negative scenario, like we have to put minimum minus 1, that is 17. Suppose that age field will accept 17 value, so there should be the bug here in that age field, right? Because in the acceptance criteria or in the requirement, we have clearly mentioned that we have to accept values in between the 18 to 56 only, right? But as a tester or as a QA, our work is to check the negative scenario as well, right? Because suppose
Mm-hmm.
17 age should accept that age field, then there might be the bug, right? So in that case, we will raise the bug. Suppose that age field should accept the 17 value, right? Because it,
That means every functionality we take. Suppose you take age and other field is name. Some every functionality we need to check positive or
yeah,
negative
yeah,
and
yeah.
limitations. Okay, understand.
And according to that, we have to write the test cases in Excel sheet, right?
Okay.
And here, what is the means expected output and actual output here? The expected result is the this age field should not accept the minimum minus 1, right? That is the invalid boundary, right? So that we
Mm-hmm.
have to check.
Okay. Boundaries. Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
we are deriving the boundary to for ease of our doing testing, right? Nothing that,
Mm.
nothing more much that, right? So this is the one technique we are following while writing the test cases. That is nothing but the boundary value analysis. So according to the client requirement or stakeholder requirement, we are doing that stuff in the boundary value analysis. And on the basis of that, we are writing the test cases. Hope this is clear to all, guys.
Thank you, sir. Got it.
Okay. So this is the second technique we are using while designing the test cases, right? Then next technique we are using while writing the test cases is decision table technique. The third technique we are using here, decision table technique, right? So what happened in the decision table technique, and when we follow the decision table technique, so here what happen, if suppose we have the more number of condition and more number of means condition, so in that case we are following the decision table techniques. And this is a testing technique used when there is a various input combination are there. Suppose in the input field there are various combination is possible. So in that case we are following the decision table technique, and the technique is related to the various possible combination of inputs, and on the basis of output or expected condition we are following the uh, decision table technique. So here the condition are indicated here only in the form of true and false values, right? So we are following here only true and false values. On the basis of that we are checking the decision table technique. And suppose for example I am taking here for your understanding purpose, suppose I am having email application, Gmail application, or I am having one login means field is there. So in that login field the email field is there, then password field is there. So this field I am having, and here the login button is there. So that three things I am having. So here condition is simple. The user provided the correct username and password, then user will be redirected to the home page, right? After entering the valid username and valid password, so user are able to log in into the home page, right? This is the condition, right? So how we can check this? So this is the condition. If any of the input is wrong, then error message will be displayed on the screen, right? Suppose I am providing here invalid username, sorry, email ID, and password is valid, and I am trying to log in that application or in that application, right? So in that case I am able to log in on that page. Obviously not, because I am providing the invalid email ID here, and but password is correct, but my email ID is invalid, right? So in that case user is not able to log in that page, right? And user is not able to redirect it to the home page, right? That is the condition. So in that case, so how we can write the test cases by using the decision table? So here we are writing the test cases according to that. So what is our condition here? I am writing here condition. So we are having username, we are having password, and here output, suppose, right? So I am taking here, suppose, rule 1, rule 2 I am taking here, then rule 3 I am taking, and rule 4 I am taking, right? So this is the 4. Suppose, consider, so I am having the username and password both are wrong. Suppose username and password are wrong. So here invalid and password also invalid. So what is my output here? So we are getting the error message here, right? Then second condition, I am having the valid password and invalid, sorry, valid user email ID and invalid password here. So in that case what happen? In that case also I am getting the error message, right? And third condition we have to check here. Suppose I am having invalid email ID or username and valid password. In that case also I am getting the error message. user is able to log in on that page? Obviously not, because we are providing the invalid here input, right? And suppose we provide the valid username and valid password here. So here what happen? Here will redirect it to the home page, right? So according to that, we have to use here decision table. We have to make decision according to that. If suppose we are providing the invalid here uh, username and invalid password, in that case our output should not get, right? So in that case we will get the error message, and user is not able to log in on that home page, or user is not able to redirect to the home page, right? So this, according to that, we have to write the test cases. So this is the one method we are following while writing the test cases. That is nothing but the decision table techniques, right? Because according to the means condition, we are taking decision here, right? What is the condition here? First, the invalid username, then invalid password. So according to that, the system take the decision. The system must show the error message here, right? So this is the one condition. Then second condition here, the username should be valid, but password is invalid. So in that case also, we are getting the error message. Our system must show the error message here. And in a third type also, we are providing the invalid username or invalid email ID and valid password. In that case also, we are getting the output as a error message, right? But we are providing valid username or valid email ID, so we will be redirected to the home page directly, right? So that we have to check while writing the test cases, so that we have to consider all the scenarios or all the possible condition here, and according to that we have to make the decision. So that's why we are using the decision table technique while writing the test cases. Everyone clear regarding that? Yes guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Then next technique we are discussing here. That is the last technique. That is nothing but the error guessing. Error guessing. Error guessing techniques. So what is mean by error guessing here? Anyone knows? So as the name suggests, error guessing here, the tester or QA will try to guess the error by entering the negative values. And here in that techniques, we don't follow any rules. So in decision table and in boundary value analysis, we have to derive the boundaries. But in error guessing, here we don't have to follow any rules. Here we don't have to follow any rules. So how we can means use this technique? Suppose there is no any rules. So in that, mainly this is technique is mainly depends on the analytical thinking of the uh, each QA or is a tester. How you will think according to that condition, right? So according to your analytical thinking, the error casing technique we are following, right? So here this technique mainly depends on analytical thinking of QA or tester. So this analytical thinking is, it might it depends on the individual, right? Suppose what I am thinking here and what you are all guys are thinking there. So that depends on your thinking perspective or my analytical perspective, right? So this is totally depend on the individual, each individual, right? For example, I am taking here, suppose we have requirement, uh, suppose here this is the one field or text box, and here the mobile number field is there. So in that, so the customer or client gives us requirement that it only accept the numerical data or numerical value, right? Because mobile number should accept only the numerical data. So in that case, what you are thinking in the negative perspective, or how you can test the that mobile number field or that text box? So tell me, anyone?
Enter more than 10 digit.
Right.
Enter more than less than 10 digit.
Okay.
Enter only space.
Yeah, right.
Also
Blank.
enter only 00.
Yes.
Then starting space. After that, enter the numbers. Then again, only enter the space.
Yeah, and also we can enter the alphabet by using alphabet and
Yes, yes.
combination of alphabet
Only
and special
enter only
characters.
special character.
Yeah. So this depends on the your analytical thinking, how you can think, right? In that perspective. So this is the nothing but the error guessing technique, and according to that, you have to write the test cases, right, guys? Everyone clear about the error guessing techniques? So here we have to think the different point of views. We have to guess the error in order to find the error, right? So this is the nothing but the different techniques we are following to write the test cases, right, guys? So there are four main technique we are following while writing the test cases. First one is boundary value analysis, then equivalent class partitioning, then decision table technique, and error guessing technique, right? So these all are the different techniques we are following while writing the test cases, right? So our next topic will be the meetings or ceremonies in agile. Okay, so we are following agile methodology. So in that we have different type of meetings in the agile. We every test engineer, every developer, scrum master are the part of the different meetings. So which are the meetings we have? So let's discuss the types of meeting. So what are the types of meetings? So guys, there are 4 to 5 types of meeting we are having in the agile process. So first we have the grooming meeting, and other word, the grooming meeting is also called as backlog refinement meeting. Then second we have the sprint planning meeting. Then third meeting we have daily scrum meeting or daily stand up meeting, we can say. Stand up meeting, or it is also called daily stand up call. it will happen on the daily basis. Then third meeting we have sprint review meeting. And fifth meeting we have sprint retrospective meeting. So in my organization today, I am having the sprint review meeting because currently we means end up with our latest sprint. So in today, that's why I am taking class early because in 7:30 I am having one meeting, that is sprint review meeting, because we completed one sprint. So in that what happened and all that things we have to discuss, right? So that's why I'm taking class today early. So this meeting will happen on the in the agile process, right? Because we are following the agile process. So in the that meeting there are different means persons are involved, and some meetings there is stakeholders also involved in some meeting. So what is this grooming meeting, sprint planning meeting, and when it happens, who is involved in that meeting? So all that things we have to discuss in the next lecture, because today I am having meeting, so this is important meeting for me. So today we will stop here, and tomorrow is a Saturday, right? So suppose I am getting time tomorrow, so we will schedule one lecture. Otherwise, we will meet in the Monday morning. So up to this, everyone is clear, guys. So today we will stop here only.
Yes, sir.
Yes, guys.
Okay, sir.